In the tree, homies. Why I became a vegan. Viewers' discretion is advised for this video. If you do not want to hear anything disturbing, or if you eat meat, this could it's definitely going to disturb you, so please click away from this video. Me personally, of course, I'm 21 years old at the moment. I've been vegan for about 4 months now. I feel absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to tell you what really led me onto it. A lot of people, they kind of have a plan. They're like, okay, in this certain amount of time, I'm going to become a vegan. That's really not how it started for me. I've always been spiritual, and I've always loved animals. I love animals to death. They're beautiful. And as I grew up, it just, over very small periods of time, it became uncomfortable. And after my last fast, I just stopped eating basically, all of a sudden. And then I just stopped eating all of a sudden. And I had thoughts of becoming a vegan in a way. Not even a vegan, just a plant-based diet. And it really struck me because I went and I actually took a bite of meat, and it gave my intuition and my stomach this just, oh, and I had to spit it out. Even I was like, oh my gosh. Same with milk. I really didn't. All of this is just unsettling. Like, meat and dairy and everything is very unsettling for me now. Now, I'm going to tell you why. When I took a bite of that animal, I literally took a bite and swallowed and chewed and absorbed all of its fear. 64 billion animals die on the planet every year. Think about that. There's only 7 billion people on the planet, from what we know of. That's like average, like 6 times multiplied by that's crazy. That is sad. And then you realize that these animals aren't just meat. They're not just skin and bone and flesh. They're souls. They are sentient beings, just like you and I. What really made me picture it is we all get so excited when we see a puppy. We're like, oh my god, it's the cutest thing. But have you ever taken the mindset to imagine that as a piglet or a baby calf, and then to picture yourself killing it? Because about 80% of the people that eat meat are not prepared to kill their own food. They would not go out, take a baby calf away from its mother, crack its head open, and grind it up in a meat grinder, and then put a bunch of chemicals in it, and then cook it and feed it to themselves. I put it in that way, people are like, what the fuck? No, I wouldn't do that. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I asked. I asked myself, am I prepared to kill my own food? Am I prepared to kill another animal? Am I prepared to take away life that I cannot give? No, I'm not. And that's why I stopped. I'm not going to go too in depth into it, but you look at documentaries of what they do in the meat industry and the dairy industry, and it's cruel. It's sad. It's sad. And then also put yourself into the perspective, what if that was me? What if I was just being born to literally die? It hurts you. And consciousness moves through. You see, like, these animals know what's happening to them. They're a soul, they're a sentient being. They realize what is happening, they realize what is going to happen. And it scares them because they don't want to die. So whenever you're eating like a McDonald's or like Yeah, like McDonald's, for example, and like these animals are literally just killed to be eaten. You, like Ralph Smart said, you abort their fear. You literally eat their fear, and people wonder why people are so angry and so hateful, and they can't show any love, or they can't really be compassionate or show joy or really even open their heart space or their heart chakra. It's because you're consuming that kind of stuff. That's why I don't eat meat. Why do I not eat dairy? Same reason. I find it sad what they do to the cows, and also dairy is forms a ton of mucus inside of your body. And I believe mucus is a very, very easy way to get sick, to get a disease. It really gasses you up. That's why a lot of people are lactose intolerant, in my perspective. Also, we're also the only species that drinks another species' milk. Strange, right? Think about that. Like, would you go to a cow and like suck on its tit for milk? No. That's for the child. That's not for us. We like women naturally produce milk like for breastfeeding when they have a child. That's what we should be consuming. If we're consuming any type of milk, it should be that, which is why children are breastfed. Some of them. It's just it really mind boggles me when you really get down into it. And ever since I started a plant-based diet, not even a plant-based diet, just we can take the label vegan out of the picture. I just don't like to harm animals. That's it. That's it. I won't harm animals. Simple. Now, my body is extra sensitive to that stuff. Even the smells of it will have me churning and just like, oh no, I gotta get away from here. Because I even smell their fear. I smell it and it moves into you. Like you don't only taste through your mouth, you taste through your eyes, through your ears, through your nose, through your psychic abilities, even like your auric field. Like it's, for example, like you're watching this video and this is what you're feeding yourself. You're feeding yourself this information. You don't taste it, smell it, hear it. Well, you hear it, but you get my point. And it's really, it's amazing how you feel once you do that. Nature is nature. Nature is beautiful. Vegetables and fruits are nature. They're not going to poison you. They're not going to make you sick. They're not going to make you ill. Gaia is here to support us, to give us life. And it's like the majority of the population does not even care. They don't. And that's not their fault, really. That's how we're conditioned, that's how we're programmed. But when you wake up and you see what we're really doing to nature and what we're doing to our planet and what we're doing to the water and what we're doing to our soil and what we're doing to the animals and the other sentient life, it troubles you. It truly troubles you. Now, some people will say, Tori, how are you going to get your protein? Don't even go there. There are so many ways to get protein from nature. Just Google it. Just Google. Even grains. Wheat bread. Sesame bread. Made from the sun. Back in ancient times, even gladiators. Back in ancient time, even gladiators would grow barley. And they would live off of it. That's all they live off of is barley. Barley is an ancient grain. And then people are like, oh, but that's gluten. That's not good for you. I used to have a program that was like, I don't want to eat gluten because as a child I was told not to eat glue. I find that very reasonable. I find it very reasonable, but at the same time, gluten, I believe, in a sense, gluten is also a form of protein. And if they were living off of it in 1500 BC, then really, what is the difference? What's the difference? Well, the difference now is that we add bleach into our, like, white bread. White bread is bleached for literally no reason. So we're consuming bleach. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Exactly. So, like, it's easy to eat a piece of wheat bread, but is it easy to go and drink some bleach? No. My camera zoomed in. I don't know why. And yeah, this is just really the kind of the mindset that really stopped me eating animals and consuming dairy. And any really animal products. I do my best not to consume any animal products whatsoever. Even whey protein. Because that's also cultured from the dairy industry. I'm not telling you not to eat meat. I'm not telling you not to eat dairy. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm simply giving you my perspective. And the last thing I have to say is if you are going to eat animals, I say at least make sure they're not genetically modified. Make sure that they're happy. Make sure they actually came from a farm and got to live their life to an extent and live with their children to an extent before they were killed. And then taking another step further, appreciate it. Pray. Native Americans used to pray before they would eat the buffalo that they hunted. They would respect the life. So it also goes into a whole other factor. It's not even that we eat animals, it's the fact that we disrespect the entire fact of what they're here for. They're not here just for our consumption. They're here to live a life. And if you cannot respect that life to any extent whatsoever, you're not going to have any respect for yourself. Ooh, that was harsh. That was, but viewer discretion advised. Peace and love. Namaste. Thank you all for listening. This is just my personal experience. You have a beautiful and blessed day.